Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your girl JoJo, and I'm here with the review for Ready to Love. This is season 9, the reunion. I hope you guys are doing good today. I am doing well. Listen, I ain't gonna be fooling with y'all all night, okay? I need to be in the bed. I got to be to work in the morning. I got to get up at 5:45 a.m. and here I am at almost 10 o'clock at night fooling with y'all. I know I'm lying. But listen, we're going to get through this review. I'm going to try to get through it fast, but I got a feeling it's going to be a long one. But either way, y'all, I got to be in the bed by 11. Like, for real. For real. I can't be fooling with y'all. I'm already laughing. I can't be fooling with y'all all night, for real. I got to get some sleep. So we going to try to make this go as swiftly and professionally as possible. But I am going to use up a good... I'm going to say at least 30 minutes because I'm going to have to get these jokes off. And we got some revelations that we got to come to because the season wasn't good. And when the season isn't good, that means we're going to get a drama-filled reunion because they got to give it to us somewhere. When the season is good, we usually don't get a lot of drama at the reunion. It's pretty chill. But we're going to get what we need for this reunion because they did not give it to us during the show. All right. So nephew Tyler Perry is hosting the reunion. I already got a problem with that. I was pissed off as soon as I saw him up there because he doesn't have good control of the cast. He usually shows his biasness in some type of way. I actually like when the other lady does it. I prefer her. She doesn't always have good control either, but I feel like she has better control than Tommy. And I feel like people are more open and expressive with her than they are with nephew Tommy, just in my opinion. And she gives out better advice as well. But we got him, so we gonna roll with him. Soon as he starts asking questions, immediately the cast is out of control. We got people asking, chiming in. Y'all are not the host. Who is the host? Why do I have to ask that every time nephew Tyler Perry does the reunion? But let me calm down. First, I want to get into these outfits. So let's put some pictures up on the screen. Okay, so I'm looking at the photos of everybody. Hold on. Mia looks uncomfortable. I didn't like that look for her. What's this? Jonathan. I like the pink. Don't know if I like that black tie, but that is a very hard color to pull off, and I think he did a good job pulling it off. What do y'all think? I just don't know if I like the white shirt and the black bow tie underneath. Dominique probably was one of my favorites for the men. I thought he played it safe, and he got the print, and it doesn't look bad. It's not a bad look. Now everybody's not standing up, so I can't get the full look of what they got on. This blue is pretty on her skin. I do not like her hair. I didn't like her hair when she was on the couple of episodes she was on. It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't do anything for her face or her features. But the dress, the color is, the dress is safe and the color looks good on her. Chris Turfer, is this Christopher? What's his name, y'all? No, this is Will. This is just regular. All right, let's start from the back. Vanessa, I'm not a sequin girl, y'all. I'm not a sequin girl. When I see women in sequins, I automatically think of prom. So I just really don't like a lot of sequins, especially when it's in a bright color like that. It just reminds me of the prom in the early 2000s. Actually, my homegirl had a dress that looked very similar to that. But Vanessa did look good. I think she looked good. My own personal taste should not come into play here. Chaz looked like he was going to the mall. Whatever. I forget her name as well. That dress, I need to see it standing up, but I feel like it's a safe choice and she probably does look good. I need to see her standing up though. Will, I like this jacket for him. I like it. It's a good look. He doesn't have an attire or anything, but it still works. Rashina, that dress is bad standing up, okay? Because we saw her walking in. I don't think she needed that necklace, and I would like to see Rashina in a different hair color other than blonde with that dress. Actually, her bob might even looked even cuter with it, but she did an updo. But the dress is bad. It's a nice dress. She didn't need the necklace though. I don't know who this is sitting next to Rashina, y'all. Who is that? I don't I'm gonna have to skip him. I don't know who that is. That ain't Greg, is it? I don't know who that is, child. Y'all can tell me. I don't know. Moving forward. Alexis. Don't like Alexis's hair. I would have preferred for her hair to be down. But don't get mad at me, y'all, because I know how we feel about Alexis. But I feel like she ate that. I like it. I like the pink dress. I like that glove situation. I've seen some of the girlies doing that. I like the split. I just wish her hair was different because it made her face look real bony and her ears look big. LaRon looked sloppy. The suit wasn't bad. It's like a church suit, actually, but he just looked sloppy. Like, I don't know. He need to sit up and straighten your clothes out. Patrice, again, y'all, I'm not a sequin person, but this just looked prommy to me. The dress did. I would have liked to see her in something else, but she does still look pretty. I just would have liked to see her in something else. Alonzo, hands down, was my worst look. He looked like a horse jockey. He looked country. His pants either was too short or his ankles were too long or his socks were too short. Something needed to be pulled up or something needed to come down. Either way, it was just a bad look. It reminded me of, y'all ever dyed Easter eggs and you had tried to get the tie-dye kit and pull two colors on them because the church ain't never seen nothing like that? That is what Alonzo reminded me of. He looked terrible. I don't know why he thought this was the look for the reunion. I think it would have been great if he was going to church, if he was going to a horse show or something of that nature, or some type of country cookout. But for the reunion, it wasn't giving what it needed to give. All right, let's get to the tomfoolery. Now, first of all, I did not know LaRon was 35. I did not know Alonzo was 35. He too old for the foolishness. I thought he was younger than that. He really does need to grow up. We find out that him and Patrice, they started out strong. She got a key and she was able to come and go as she pleased and things were going well. And he said he was ready for something, only for her to pull up on him one night and saw him getting out the car with some groceries with a young lady. And when they had a conversation, now at this point, Alonzo tries to butt in and say that this was a girl that he knew and they was friends and something was wrong with his Jeep and she had gave him a ride and nothing had ever gone on between the two of them. And he just really trying to clear his name. I wouldn't give anybody a key if I wasn't serious. I wouldn't play with anybody like that. Y'all keep all of this in mind now. Keep all of this in mind. And then he also mentions that Patrice had pulled up on him at 10 o'clock at night in a car she doesn't normally drive. So you can tell he's trying to make it seem like Patrice didn't trust him and was trying to pull up on him to catch him into something. Patrice asked, can she continue her story? Now, Patrice played this like a boss, in my opinion. Patrice said that she had already talked to the young lady. Little does he know. That's when LaRon started looking nervous and that bottom lip started getting real crooked. So Patrice said, I already talked to this young lady that he's talking about, and she has informed me that they have had sex. They had sex in May. During this process, here come Alonzo. Oh, yeah, we did have sex, but that was just that's something that was in my past, and like we're still friends though. Like, and she said, but you just said nothing ever happened, and this is the point. You told everybody that nothing had happened, and now you switching it up and saying y'all only had sex one time. If you would lie and say nothing ever happened, then how I'm supposed to believe y'all only had sex one time? Y'all probably had sex 5 times. Y'all probably had sex twice in that night. And baby, I count that as 2. So Patrice is very calm, by the way. She also says that opened up the box to 2 or 3 other young women that Alonzo had been with around the time of the process and around the time that they had been together. Alonzo is just like, look, none of that is true. I only slept with her one time. It was in the past, in May. And that's messed up. Like, you pretty much trying to say that I can't be friends with somebody just because I've been with them before. Well, Alonzo, you just said you had never been with her. And now you want her to adjust. You lying. The bottom line is you lying. This ain't got nothing to do. Don't try to switch it to men and women can't be friends. Acknowledge the fact that you lied. Acknowledge the fact that you probably were not ready for this relationship. And I also need you to acknowledge the fact that would you be comfortable if Patrice had a homeboy that she was walking in the house, getting groceries with, and they had had sex before and it's 10 o'clock at night? Because I want to know how your comfort levels is set up. All right? We just need to know that. Yes, everybody has a past. I don't sleep with my friends, but I understand everybody got a past. But if a person that you're with is not comfortable with you doing these very comfortable things with somebody that you used to sleep with, then I believe that discussion needs to be honored. In my opinion, if you're serious about that person. But he not serious about Patrice, and he has been found out. What did you guys think about that segment? And didn't everybody get on your nerves? Alexis doing all that extra. Girl, sit down. You've already disgraced yourself on this show. Now, I tried to give you a little compliment. All right, this segment of the show got ugly real fast. So they show Will's clips, and then they move into talking about this whole staging thing. In Patrice's mind, a staged home didn't have anything in it. It was getting ready to sell, like you're staging it to sell it. Will says a staged home actually does have stuff in it, so assuming that I was sleeping on the floor is crazy. But my question is, if Will is a real estate agent, what was the home being staged for? Was it being staged to sell to somebody? And if so, why was he sleeping in it? Does that make sense to anybody else? Or was it a home he owned? And look, I'm not into real estate. Is that common? Do y'all sleep in some of the homes that y'all let me know. So he was staging it. Was you Airbnb in it? Maybe he was Airbnb in it. So he just wants to be clear that put a bad taste in a lot of the ladies' mouths about him, and it wasn't fair, and he never really got to explain himself. Shortly after that, he says that he wants to address the thirsty and lustful comments, because anybody with common sense, and I guess that struck Mika. I wish Mika wouldn't have said nothing to him, because we all know that Will is one of them ones that he gonna come at whoever comes for him. And he made that evident while he was on the show. So when Mika was just like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you was being thirsty. You was being lustful. That's why we said those things about you. Mika was the one who said it. So he felt like she felt like he was coming for her specifically, I believe. He tells her to be quiet. I'm not even talking to you. And then he was like, you up. I already knew he was about to call her a baby mama because he said the B. But he didn't say it then. He did end up saying it later. Said she was a baby mama with 2 kids and her tubes tied. Said that she had a BBL. Now, I was wondering how that waist got so snatched, but she still looked good. It's a very natural looking BBL. And said her body is fake, and she told him that chain is fake. That chain is ugly. Now, it looked like he had his real estate information on it. It is, I do not like that Will, but I see what you was trying to do. You was trying to get your advertising on. Shortly after that, Alexis chimes in and says that whole situation did make it hard for Will with some of the ladies, and she doesn't know why she was getting a bad rap, because she didn't even tell that it was Patrice that had actually made the comment about him sleeping on the floor. So she doesn't understand why people were getting so upset with her. Koshia says that she was not upset with Alexis, but Alexis is who turned it for her. The sleeping on the floor thing is not what turned it for her. What turned it was the fact that Alexis was going back feeding information from the lounge, and Will was participating in that information that was being fed to him. That's what ruined it, the whole thing with Alexis. Alexis is just like, what? Like, how did I ruin anything? I don't even understand how I did anything wrong. And then she made a comment towards both Koshia and Mika, when Mika was just like, be quiet. Like, why is you even talking? The people who was on the show the least amount of time got the most to say. And that is when Alexis, actually, that happened after Alexis said what she said. But she basically said, anybody with half a brain. Now, why she say that? Because y'all know Koshia, her fuse is real short. And she keep a razor in that ponytail. You can't tell me otherwise. She is just like, ain't gonna be no respect if I'm gonna be disrespected. This little girl over here disrespected me. I said, Alexis, that was your warning right there. You about to be in a red dress real soon, because Koshia do not play with you hoes. Now, she tried to keep it classy for 2.3 seconds, but if she got to pull out a razor and cut you, that's what she gonna do. I wouldn't get on her. I just wouldn't. And she thick too. She gonna get you right there, right around the neck area, and baby, I wouldn't play with her. So Alexis is still over there talking, and They getting into it. Nephew Tyler Perry tells them to settle down, and then he gives some lecture about black people and how we tear each other down, and we need to stop that, especially over 30. We need to stop that as a community. Then Will does apologize to Mika. I wish Mika would have apologized as well, but she did not. Patrice also doesn't apologize for saying that he was sleeping on the floor, because in her mind, he should have been more clear. I don't owe him no apology. I do wish she would have apologized and been like, I'm sorry. I really did think you was sleeping on the floor. You said you was getting in your covers. And that sounded like you was getting on the floor to me. But either way, it was a terrible misunderstanding. But Will, after that, you didn't get sent home. And instead of using the time that you had to work your way into a better position with the ladies, you chose to try to vindicate yourself. So you really shot your own self in the foot when it was time for eliminations that second go round, unfortunately. And you try to team up with Alexis to do it. But that whole scene of the show was messy. I kind of wish it wouldn't have happened. I thought it was weird that Will considered her being a baby mama to be a Reed, because my understanding, Mika was a married woman when she had those 2 children. So I'm trying to figure out what it is. Do y'all want us to get married and have our kids in wedlock? And are we only correct if we stay with the person? No matter what, that is the only way that we will be held in any type of esteem. Any other time, we just gonna be a baby mama regardless, huh? Sound like a catch-22 to me. Sounds like a moving of the goalpost to me. Sounds like a double L to me. I honestly don't know how women have the strength today to have children with any of these men. They don't deserve it. But I understand women want children, so y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do. But I'm telling you, that whole baby mama talk is just. It don't matter what you do. They gonna find a way to make you a baby mama. Anyway, let me not get on my soapbox about that. He did say, now, Mika, I want to say, where you get that BBL at, girl? Now, that look natural to me. I feel like she had a nice body underneath whatever they tucked in regardless. She keeping it up. But what did y'all think about that segment of the show? It was ugly. Next up, we got Ready to Love Introverted Edition. I really would like to see a show full of introverts trying to find love. Like, how do y'all think that would go? Because this is what I think would happen. Sorry, this is off subject. I think that they would all be in the house, and at first it would be a little awkward. Nobody would be talking to each other. But eventually, the introverts who grew up with extroverted parents, y'all know who I'm talking about. Myself, and it's a couple of other ones. Y'all know who we are. We would probably get the conversation started. I don't like when people refer to themselves as ambiverts and introverted extroverts. I don't believe there's any such thing. I think if you're an introvert, you need to own the fact that you are. Some people like to claim something else so they don't look like a weirdo. We are going to own our fellow weirdness. And it ain't weird. It's very normal. It's okay not to do all that damn talking. Own it. And sit in it. I'm not no ambivert. I'm not no extroverted introvert. I'm none of those things. But because I have a mother who knows how to put it on and turn it on, I watch her and I have learned things from her. So I know how to get a conversation started if I need to. That's what I think would happen in a house full of introverts. And eventually everybody would start talking. Everybody would start doing stuff. And I think it would get quite freaky in there because, honey, them quiet ones. Not me, though. I'm a saint. I'm an angel. So Glenn, let's talk about Glenn. They asked Glenn, why didn't he show up? Everybody is shocked. Some of the ladies is like, yeah, he was cute too. They're so shocked that Glenn did not stay. They didn't think he was a real person. Glenn says that day he got in a car accident. I was like, Glenn. So then nephew Tommy is just like, yeah, we hear you on that. But what really happened? Like, was there anxiety? And he was like, there was a lot of anxiety. There's anxiety right now. Like right now I'm nervous. And then he asked Justin how he feels about being able to take Glenn's place. Glenn was like, Justin said, I took on all that anxiety for you. So it felt good to me. I was glad to be able to be in the process. And honestly, the ladies were nice. Everybody was cool. I wish you would have came. I think you would have enjoyed yourself. So Justin was cool about it. I like that. Then they tell Glenn they gonna give him his own special mixer and give him time to talk to some of the ladies in the back and see if he can find him a connection that way. Justin says, look, it's one lady you ain't finna get with. We know, Justin. We know Mika is yours. We got it. So Glenn is back there trying to do what he do. You know, he linking up with some of the ladies and trying to see who he can get in good with. He ends up linking up with baby girl in the blue dress. What is her name, y'all? I know it's not Ashley. I just want to call her Ashley. But that is not her name. I don't remember. But they back there having a conversation. Alexis is asking him questions. And was Alexis drunk? I'm serious, y'all. Because she's so damn out in your face and brash. Or maybe that's just some of her, you know, she one of the boys, remember? So maybe that's how she do. That's how she flirt. Anyway, Glenn back there doing his thing. I don't believe that Glenn should have got another opportunity, but I want the ladies to have somebody. So I guess I'll allow it, but I don't think he should be able to. He says that he is, when they ask him, does he wish he would have stayed? And he was just like, no, everything happens for a reason. So good. All right, then we get Leen up there. Leen, she's so pretty. Just a pretty woman. We get her up there and talking about how she had to leave. They play back her clips. Chaz is the one that's going to chime in talking about he thinks it would have been different if she was there because she definitely was one of his top connections at the time that she left. And it just really could have been beautiful. Like, there's no telling what. Shut up, Chaz. But now that I see his outfit, like now that he's sitting by himself, it ain't too bad, but it's still a little casual if you ask me. She does say that she regrets that she had to leave. However, things were going on with her family. I still don't know if I believe sis. I think she got out of Dodge early because she saw that the writing was on the wall. And did y'all hear Glenn say that he was trying not to get fined? Do they get fined if they don't show up to the reunion? I thought that was interesting when he said that. Everybody just kind of laughed it off. So I wonder if it was the same thing for Leen. Like, you can leave, but you better show up to this reunion. Patrice, listen, Alonzo, baby, you ain't never gonna live it down. You might as well go hide under a rock for the rest of the reunion. Patrice is just like, well, what about you, Alonzo? I mean, she was one of your connections as well. Maybe she could be a part of the harem. Alonzo is looking like, please don't talk to me. Please don't mention my name. I already said, yes, she was one of my connections. Nephew Tyler Perry tries to give Leen the option that he gave Glenn to see if she wants to mix it up and maybe see if she got a chance with somebody since she had to leave early. Leen said, no, thank you. No, thank you. Everybody here has already had their time and their connection. She said it very kindly, but what she basically was saying was no, thank you. I don't want nobody here. I don't want a producer. I don't want a key grip. I don't want none of the writers. I don't want nobody backstage. I don't want nobody here, but I am dating. And the man who I'm supposed to be with is being prepared for me. And I believe that. Good for you, girl. Good for you. I almost don't want to even talk about this stupidity. So we're going to go through the choked and spanked comment. Koshia still feels like it was a sexual connotation. She doesn't understand why anybody tried to make her feel like it was not. And she didn't want to share that with him. It would have been different if he was somebody that they had those intimate moments like a Chaz, like a LaRon, but they hadn't had that. And so she didn't feel comfortable answering the question, and she felt like that should have been okay. I actually agree with Koshia on that. Patrice, I remembered why I didn't fool with Patrice like that when I saw them confessionals of her talking about, I really didn't feel like Alonzo was really saying anything wrong. I mean, we're all adults, right? Like, I just wasn't. And that's why you found yourself a part of a harem. See there? You see what happened when you leave the door open? So nephew Tyler Perry wants Alonzo to explain how choked or spanked is not sexual. Well, this is how it's not sexual. If you're kissing somebody, you could be getting choked while you're kissing. Now listen, are we talking choked? Or are you talking about with somebody's hand around your neck while you kiss? I know what he's talking about. I'll just put it like that. I know what he's speaking of. However, that's still sexual. That is still some type of sensuality, and there's still something, even as you're kissing, when somebody is grabbing on you like that, and if they spanking you while you kiss, I mean, that's sexual. It's still a sexual connotation to it, even if it's considered foreplay. So the fact that he's sitting there still acting like it's not sexual was really blowing me. It was irritating. Then Patrice gonna say, well, I mean, I didn't say it wasn't sexual. Oh no, you just, now that somebody calling you to the carpet, now you trying to sit here and switch it up. Don't switch it up. Say what you said in there when you was lusting after him. But now it's different because he done pissed you off. I didn't say it wasn't sexual. I just don't think he meant anything by it because, girl, we don't care. It was sexual. It was inappropriate, especially on a first date. And if she didn't want to answer it, she didn't have to. And if it made her feel uncomfortable, she let you know that. I don't see the problem. Up there looking like a damn horse. A fool! I don't understand why they played this very messy game. I really don't understand it. It was kind of giving me the same vibes that Nene's, y'all remember that party Nene had where everything went out of control and she was asking them messy questions on Real Housewives? That's what it was giving. So they bring up the game that they played at the house. And so now they're going to do a game of who said that. So the questions at first start out fun, but then they start getting a little shady. You know, Will being tall and goofy. Will actually took that, and William. He actually took that in stride. He didn't take it personal. He was just like, it's just jokes. So I'm actually glad he handled it that way. Then another one of the questions had to do with somebody being a snake. And the comment was, it's ironic that with all this talk about snakes in the house, it's ironic that LaRon is saying it or something like that. Basically, it's ironic that LaRon is the one talking about snakes. LaRon thinks that it was Alexis who said it. And Alexis is like, bro, me? Why do you think I said it? Why do you think it was me? I ain't said nothing to nobody. I ain't did nothing to nobody. He was like, because you was the one running around here calling people snakes and you was a snake. And she was just like, bro, you are a dork. You are a dork. And I think you are the biggest snake on this cast. You are the biggest snake of all. So she started going off on LaRon. LaRon is just like, don't disrespect me. Who you talking to though? Who you talking to though? You was just backstage in my ear, whispering in my ear, putting your dress on me. She was like, I was putting my dress on you? Really? Really? And that made me believe it because she didn't say she wouldn't do it. But they going back and forth with each other, and it's starting to get very, very heated to the point where Alexis is about to get up out of her seat. She's telling everybody to keep their hands off of her. Get up out of my face. Alonzo is trying to get her to get up. Justin is telling her, okay, like, calm down. Why y'all telling me to calm down? Why y'all telling me to calm down? I'm not the only one. He was like, yeah, but you're the only one still talking. So then Justin, I personally think Justin was trying to take one for the disrespect she gave Mika earlier. I really didn't like the fact that they weren't letting production handle Alexis. All these different men was in her face. These is all men, other than a few that had a problem with Alexis at some point, don't really care for her. I wouldn't have wanted them in my face either. Now, I do think the way that she got amped up was a little strange. I still wonder if baby girl was drunk, but I wouldn't have wanted all of them in my face either. And Justin especially, get out of my face telling me to be quiet, telling me what to do, because you already know I got a problem with your woman. So the fact that you addressing me, I'm starting to think that maybe you got a problem with me. Now, I know some of y'all won't see it like that, but that's how I was looking at it. I feel like they need to let production handle the cast members. Cast members don't need to handle other cast members. That's just my opinion. So they all trying to settle her down. They all trying to get her. And then Mika comes around because now her and Justin are having a conversation. Alexis and Justin. So Mika is coming around the back and she just like, bitch, I'll beat you up. And I believe her when she said it, because y'all know that crack. I'm not saying the girl was on crack. I'm just saying she was hyped up on something, whether we blaming it on the alcohol, whether we blaming it on Hennessy, Casamigos. I'm not really sure what she had, but I'm here to tell you, the strength was different. It looked like she was going to take them pink gloves off and proceed to whip up on anybody who was getting in her face, because she wasn't backing down from nobody, including security. So she getting upset, she getting mad. It don't really call for all of that because nobody's giving her that energy in return. Nope, nobody's doing it. So they get up, they escort her out. She's screaming at everybody. She's screaming at production. She's screaming at security, telling them that she spent a band. I spent a band and I ain't doing no confessionals. She giving people the middle finger. Will is back there like, I thought this was a sweet, docile woman. I got my hands full with this one. He's just like, you need to calm down. She's like, I'm not calming down. Don't tell me to calm down. I spent my money. I spent a rack. I spent a rack to come out here and be disrespected. Y'all, Alexis was mad with several D's. I was scared. I said, don't let her back in here, please. I'm scared of her. Forget what I said about Koshia earlier. I'm scared of this one right here because she hyped. Y'all, she was hype. I'm telling you. Anyway, they get her backstage. This is really the end of the reunion. We're gonna get into part 2 next week, where LaRon and I guess Will are gonna have their confrontation. They might bring Alexis back out. I'm not really sure, but we'll see. What did you guys think about the reunion? Don't you think it was dumb for them to play that messy game? I think that was very, very lowbrow with them and a very bad idea. I do think Alexis reacted very harshly, but I still don't think they should have played that dumb game. And I ain't trying to give Alexis too much because I don't like sis either. But they knew that game was going to get something started. They just didn't know it was going to go this way. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about the reunion. I thought it was decent. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all for the next one. Y'all got me up past my bedtime. I ain't responding to no comments until sometime tomorrow afternoon. Good night.